I am the head of remote storage facility, which houses over 3.5 million of the library's total collection, housed in North Lansing. 65,000 square feet of storage space in a climate-controlled environment. Everything from circulating materials, where anyone can request it, MSU affiliated students, faculty, staff, grad students. We send materials out through interlibrary loan. We scan documents to library users both at MSU and around the world. I have myself and a staff of 3 other full-time staff people who are working out here. What I love most about this particular job is how measurable it is. We get to see exactly how we're impacting people who want to use the library's collections, even though they're located off-site. The libraries may not be as accessible as if they were on campus, but materials requested by 2 o'clock are in by 5 o'clock the same day. We scan articles here throughout the day. We send out interlibrary loans, and we really get a feel that people are using this collection even though it's not on campus anymore. So out of a total collection of about 3.5 million volumes in total, we supply anywhere from 50 to 60 per day. And the reason that number is so low is because the usage rate should be that low, otherwise the material shouldn't be off campus. Material fits a certain set of parameters before it's sent out to remote storage. Number of checkouts, number of libraries in the state and in the nation who own that same piece, and perpetual access online. If we have a particularly busy day, it just means that school is back in session. Occasionally we will get an item that just gets hot out of nowhere, a monograph that no one cared about for 50 years, and somehow, for some reason, now everyone and their cousin wants to see it. In that case, it'll most likely still remain out here. The reason being is we don't want people requesting a bunch of materials, saying, hey, I requested that 50 times, now it gets to go back to the main library, and then every faculty member gets to view it. The library is the physical embodiment of the First Amendment and their education. Once you open a book, you are inside the mind of another person. As Carl Sagan put it wonderfully. You are inside the mind of another person who cared enough about that subject to put it into words. And by accessing the material inside of the library, you are inside the mind of the person who wrote it, cared enough about it to put it on paper. And we are the disseminators of all of that information. We try our best to be the disseminators of every bit of information within the library rules. Some people on campus, that's their whole job, is to change locations and put barcodes in and update holdings. But we do that in addition to sending out interlibrary loans, scanning documents for people all over the world. So we do a little bit of a lot. The library has a system in place that allows students to get the most out of their education in terms of helping the student. Librarians are able to help you not only find the material you're looking for, but are able to help you cite it correctly in the format that your professor has deemed necessary to cite, and they are willing to help you find more that you may not have known was available or in a different format. So you may think that the only thing you need to see is in print, but that's not necessarily the case. We may have an electronic version ready right now instead of requesting it and having it sent in later that day. It may be readily available. My favorite resource to share with students, faculty, or staff, or anyone affiliated with MSU is our MARS article delivery service. We scan anything up to 100 pages that the user may want on site, and it's delivered within a few hours. That's available free of charge to MSU affiliated people. Non-affiliated people go through interlibrary services and request through their using their owning library to work with our interlibrary services staff to give what they need. But MSU affiliated people can request an article, a chapter of a book, or table of contents if they're doing research, an index, and we get that information to them the same day. The thing about all of these materials being held off-site is we have to keep to a certain schedule, otherwise it doesn't work. So if we say we have a book that's requested at 1:59, we say it's requested by 2 o'clock, it's in there by 5. If that contract isn't held, this whole venture is meaningless. Promise that we've kept so far, and so far it's been working out, and I think it's been working out for the faculty, staff, and students who are using this collection, even though it is off-site. Students can reach us by the catalog or email. We get MSU, we get students, we get faculty, staff, and we also get community users who say, hey, the catalog just isn't working for me. this is the volume I want to see, this is my community user ID, can you please send it in? No problem. There it is. So whatever method people are requesting materials from, whatever avenue they're using, we're going to get it to them in the same timetable as if someone just requested to the Kenneth.